All right, welcome everyone. Good morning and welcome to our monthly pep talk where we casually chat about all things estate planning. I'm David FAQs, the owner and founder of the Parents Estate Planning Law Firm in Acton, and this morning I am very excited to be joined by two members of our A team in the office, Lori Darling and Jessica Guarino. Lori is our client services coordinator. Jessica is our funding coordinator for all of our clients who have trust-based plans and need assistance in getting their assets transferred and retitled in the name of their trusts. We talk with our clients all the time about how important it is when you have a trust-based plan in place, how important it is to get those assets titled in the name of the trust, because the trust truly only works the way it's supposed to work when those assets are in trust. And since Lori and Jessica are on the front lines of fielding questions from our clients and from others in the community about trusts and how to go about funding trusts, they have put together the most frequently asked questions that we get about funding of trusts. So I wanted to give them the opportunity this morning to share those frequently asked questions with you. So Lori and Jessica, I'm going to turn it over to you. Take it away.
Excellent. Thank you, David. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this pep talk on funding. As David mentioned, I'm Lori. I am the firm's client services coordinator, joined here today by with Jessica, our funding coordinator.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. And today we're going to just ask Jessica some great funding questions and get some information from her, and we'll all learn a lot. So, first question is, what does it mean to fund my living trust?
That's a great first question. It's a great place to start. Funding your trust involves retitling certain types of assets into the name of your trust and updating your beneficiary designations on other types of assets.
Okay, excellent. And what happens if I don't fund my trust?
If you don't put those assets into your trust, they will either pass outright to your named beneficiaries, or they will be subject to the probate process, which is when the state court gets involved to determine who the owner of your assets will be, and then distribute those assets to your beneficiaries. The probate process can be both time-consuming and costly, and during the process, your beneficiaries won't have access to any of those assets. So certainly not an ideal situation for most people.
Not ideal. Nobody wants to go through the headache of probate, so that is good to know. Which assets will I need to put into my trust?
Well, everyone's financial situation is obviously different, but generally speaking, you would be looking at putting your primary real estate, your home, your bank accounts, brokerage accounts, and investment accounts, and any business interests that you may have. Those would be put into the name of your trust. And you would also update most of the beneficiary designations on your life insurance and your retirement account.
That's great information. Okay. So that being said, does that mean that I would have to get all new bank accounts?
Not necessarily. Most financial institutions will let you simply retitle your assets and your accounts into the name of your trust and won't require you to get new account numbers and new accounts.
Excellent. That is a good answer. Okay. Will having a trust change how I file my taxes?
No. Establishing a living trust will not impact your personal income tax filing.
Which is wonderful, because let's be honest, as we're approaching tax season, we know how much of a headache it can be already.
Exactly.
And the last thing we want is just one more step in that process. So that is good to know. Okay. After I fund my trust, will I still have control over my assets?
Absolutely. And I think that's a common misconception that people have about trusts. But during your lifetime, you and your spouse, if applicable, will be the sole trustees for your living trust. So you will retain complete control over any assets that the trust owns. So you will have the ability to buy, sell, transfer, make any changes that you wish to those assets during your lifetime.
And that is great to know. Like you said, that really is a popular misconception. So it's great to know that you do maintain control. That's very important to know. Excellent. And I believe this is my last question.
All right.
So what are the benefits to having you handle the funding of my trust?
All right, well, that is a good question. So completing the funding of your living trust takes both the time and the inclination to do so. And while it may not always be a very difficult process, it can be very tedious and it can be very time consuming. So engaging our office to take care of the funding for you, it will take the burden off of you to do that work. We'll do all the legwork for you. We'll contact your financial advisors if you have them about your managed accounts. We will go online, make phone calls to obtain all of the change of ownership forms, change of beneficiary forms for all of your different accounts. We'll complete all of those forms for you, get them sent off to the proper places, make sure that they get there, follow up with you, follow up with them as necessary to make sure that those changes are accomplished. There may be some type of accounts, some types of assets that you have that will need a little bit of assistance from you in getting the funding done. In that instance, though, we'll work with you to take as much as we possibly can off of your plate and make sure that any part you do need to play is as quick and painless as possible. And in the end, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that your trust is properly funded, that your assets are protected with really minimal time and effort on your part.
And that's huge. Honestly, peace of mind is everything. You know, everyone's busy. We are overburdened with obligations, children, work, and I know it's tough for people to really have the time and the inclination to get this done. So sometimes it's just wise to say, listen, I know this has to get done, but it won't happen if I do it. So having you take it over, they'll know that it's done in a timely manner, it's done right, and that's worth its weight in gold.
Exactly.
So that is great. Those are all the questions I have for you.
Great.
That was a lot of information, so thank you. I learned a lot. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really hope that you took away a lot from this pep talk on funding. And certainly, if there's anything we didn't cover that you would like to have us elaborate on, call us. Do not hesitate to call us.
Absolutely.
The number is 978-263-6900. And we're here and happy to go over any additional funding information, estate planning in general. This is our passion. So we would love to speak with you. And that's it, I think.
That's it.
Okay, well, back to our coffees, everybody, and have a great day. Thank you for joining us.